Is it time to be concerned about the Niners defense? I mean, we're talking about the number one defense in the league, supposedly. Gives up 34 points and damn near 500 total yards to a 6-10 team, playing a quarterback in his fourth year, making his first career start. To me, if you put it like that, it is cause for concern. What do you see?
It is a concern. I tweeted last night that, I'm happy to see the win, but I do have concerns for the playoffs. The 49ers in the playoffs, especially in the late rounds, maybe not first round, but in the later rounds, they're going to face offenses that are, just as talented or close to as talented, if not or more talented than the Raiders. But the problem is they're going to see defenses that are better than the Raiders. So if our defense, 49ers defense, is allowing teams to put up 34 points, and then they're asking Brock Purdy in the offense to put up 37 points against teams with stacked defenses, that could be a problem. And that's my concern for the postseason. And what's weird about it is my concern was always the defensive backs, and obviously they played bad last night, but I don't think the linebackers were especially great, and the defensive line didn't get any sacks, didn't apply any pressure. Mm-hmm. So it was
and the run defense wasn't great.
The run defense was like Josh Jacobs. He's a stud, but yeah, he was doing what he wanted against the 49ers. So the whole defense in general last night didn't play well, and I'm not sure what the reason is for that, but they're definitely going to have to step up. You can't ask Brock Purdy to put up 37 points against the Bills or the Chiefs or Philly or anybody like that. So
I have a theory about the defense. I think it's just overrated. It's not. I don't think it's the best defense in the league, even though it statistically is. I think what we've seen, it's a team the Niners haven't faced many offenses this year that have multiple weapons that are playoff caliber. The Raiders have 3, maybe 4. Waller, Jacobs, Adams, and you could maybe throw in Renfro, but definitely 3. Yeah. How many teams did the Niners face this year had 3 guys that you were really worried about?
Well, they had the second easiest schedule of any team in the NFL all year.
Not the Dolphins. They had Tyreek, and that was it. Jalen Waddle was hurt. Not the Chargers. They had their wide receivers hurt. Not the Rams. They had Cooper Kupp, and that's it. The Seahawks have their 2 wide receivers and their running back. That's okay. Really, the Niners haven't faced teams like this yet. And if there's one guy the Niners have to worry about, they can shut him down. But if there's 3, all of a sudden you get bad matchups left and right, and D'Amico's like, I can't call man-to-man coverage because I can't help him. And all of a sudden, it's all about their front 7. And if the pass rush isn't getting home, then the defense looks bad. So it looked bad against the Raiders. It looked bad against the Chiefs. What's going to happen if they make it to the Super Bowl and they face Cincinnati or Buffalo or Kansas? Or what happens if they face Minnesota at home? Like, that's a team that has TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, and Dalvin Cook, a lot like the Raiders. Can the Niners handle a team with 3 premier weapons? Not yesterday. So I don't know. That's concerning to me.
And they go deep. The Vikings, they throw a card. Say what you want about the quarterback, but he throws deep. So that's.
And the book is out on the Niners defense. You go deep at Diamondor Lenore as many freaking times a game as you can. As you can, especially if you're losing late in the fourth quarter. Yep.
Yeah, and it's been talked about for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Even nationally, I've seen a few people here and there saying that. And I've been saying it. You've been saying it. And yesterday we saw what happens when you do. And I think the first 4 passes I think the first drive they had over 4 passes over 20 yards against the 49ers. So I think the book is out on them, and they're going to have to adjust. I don't know what they need to do. Maybe back off a little bit. They got to teach Huff not to jump these short routes. Even Charvarius Ward gave an interview last week talking about, the D-line is so good at applying pressure to the quarterback that we can just jump on these short routes. And
Exactly.
So they got used to it.
Exactly.
It showed up as a problem.
So what happens is if either the pass rush isn't getting home or it's rushing so wildly that it's creating scramble lanes for Jarrett Stidham to extend plays, now the Niners defense has shown to have a major Achilles heel. And that Achilles heel is called coverage. It's a pretty big thing. But what the Niners are built to do is rush the quarterback and tackle. They think our pass rush is so good. Our run defense is so good. Teams are just going to pee down their legs, throw quick screens and check downs, and we're going to rally and make the tackle. They were right. That's what teams did all year. But now teams are finally realizing that that's just suicide against the 49ers. We got to at least make an effort to go down the field and test their coverage because Gibson, Hufanga, Lenore, 3 guys that are not great in man-to-man coverage. And if you can get after, Waller ate their lunch. Adams ate their lunch. And in the playoffs, there's going to be guys that good. So to me, yes, it's time to be concerned about the Niners defense. It has a major Achilles heel in a way that I don't even know that the offense does. The offense Achilles heel used to be Jimmy, the quarterback, and that's a huge Achilles heel for a team to have. But now, it's the offensive line. But McGlinchey was great yesterday. So I don't know.
Yeah, especially if you're bootlegging away from Bosa, you're taking them completely out and you're buying time for your receivers. I think that's the key for teams facing the 49ers. And you saw that yesterday with Stidham. He did a really good job at buying time outside the pocket and making plays.
So look, there is cause for concern with the defense, but let me end this topic in a positive way. The Niners still won. They gave up 34 points and won, which is huge because I don't think you're really going to win a Super Bowl in 2023 with defense. All the rules are set up for the offense, and eventually you're going to face a team with a Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame coach and Hall of Fame wide receivers, and you just can't do it. And so that's what happened in the Super Bowl 3 years ago. They had that great defense, everything was looking great, and then boom, it fell apart, and the offense couldn't score enough, and you lost by 11, and you gave up 31 points. Now it feels like the Niners can win that game. If they get into a shootout with Kansas City like they did freaking 2 months ago, they can win that game now. They couldn't with Jimmy. But now they can't, and they don't need their defense to carry them to a Super Bowl. They can win with offense, and that's, to me, gives you a better chance to win the freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah, the offense is actually looks right now very dynamic. Looks better.
Yeah.
It looks like less of a weakness against than the defense does right now, which is weird to say because the defense is ranked number 1.
Right. But the defense has an Achilles heel coverage, and on the offense, frankly, doesn't have an Achilles heel right now.
I can't think of many or any, honestly. The only thing I will say, though, is we see what happens with the 49ers offense when they play top-notch defenses. Mm-hmm. That's maybe the only thing that concerns me a little bit. The Raiders defense is actually really bad. So, they're like 22nd or 24th at everything. So they're not really, that's true. They're not really good.
That's true.
So we're going to have to see. But, they have all the weapons, and Brock Purdy's looked amazing. I don't see – and Kyle Shanahan, honestly, hats off to Kyle Shanahan. I think he's really in his bag right now. Kyle Shanahan, to me, the last couple of weeks has looked good.
I'm going to nitpick on that one. I love Kyle, though. I want to give him his props. But I do want to talk about the offense because it's getting optimized. It is an optimization mode, and I love it. But I think we can take it even further. This offense has serious potential, and it's reaching it.